Last night we camped here and all our friends joined us, so we have in total of 5 cars. At the breakfast table there's a hearty discussion going on various topics ranging from blood diamonds, cryptocurrencies, world economies, raging wars, etc. And Gustav, our friend, is ready to launch his drone right now. So after the flight of the drone, we slowly started packing up and wanted to head towards the border. So here is a look again at what our campsite was like. We went to Ruakana town to fill up the vehicles and then onwards to Oshifo to buy all the groceries. From Oshifo we traveled to Omahenene border post in Namibia, got all the required stamps in our passport, and vehicles were cleared to go into Angola. On arrival at the border we proceeded to Kaluek town and had a look around on our clocks. After a short break in Kaluek we proceeded westwards towards a town called Chitado. But before we got there we took a break for lunch on a very shady and dry riverbed. Eventually we got to Chitado and spent a bit of time looking around Chitado town before proceeding to look for a spot to camp for the night. And now back to the video to see exactly how the day unfolded for us.
We're going to see the falls.
It's a rainbow.
Yeah. Solar plant on one side and hydropower on the other side.
It's amazing. The car is fully laden, water is full, the rear fuel tank and the jerry can is full. They're running on the main tank.
And I have it light coming.
Yeah. These were the descents that we came down yesterday, so. What I've noticed is if the vehicle maintains its speed, then it will carry on easily without even having to change gears.
That's good.
And climb this. The cars have stopped here.
What's really important is this very spot here. It epitomizes the history of Africa. Okay, so we sit here on a watershed, a divide, which really, it all goes back a few 100 million years. So we try to explain. Anyway, Gondwana was this huge, it wasn't flat, this huge continent, and then it started to break apart. South Africa, with Natal and so on, about 185 million years ago. Antarctica and Australia started to break apart there. 52 million years ago, this part in South America. And so I'm going to try to, so you can imagine, this is Gondwana here, and this break happens, and these two continents start to move apart. There's a big rift valley, a big, as these things pull apart. Then there's a lot of erosion of both sides. So the other side is what is now Brazil. So these two continents broke apart like that, shifting. You had a whole lot of erosion coming down this edge, and you see the erosion has dramatically as you can imagine. This side remains dead flat. So as that erosion occurred, the weight of these pieces of land here on either side of this rift was reduced because you had material. So just simply because all of this crust is lying on top of the mantle, having less weight, they started to rise. So you ended up with all around from Kabinda, all around southern Africa, up to the Zimbabwe Eastern Highlands, even up into Malawi. You have this rim of highlands all around the subcontinent. And all of those highlands got lifted up because of this break at different times. The erosion is clear, you go down to the coast and the water runs rapidly. But in between here, and this is for me the spiritual thing, whenever I drive over here and you just check from here, it's flat. And it's flat all the way to Zimbabwe. It's an amazing thing, and what you're sitting here looking at is the Kalahari Basin. So all of the water in this basin drains pretty well internally into Etosha, into the Kavango Delta, into Savuti. Some of it breaks through in places like the Congo River breaks through.
Thank you, John.
The shops are at the particular area that we are driving to now. There's some homesteads around here. People are growing millet.
Looks like the town is coming up where we want to go do some basic grocery shopping. After this point, the next shops and places will only be available 9 days.
Yeah.
Till we have access to
Water, fuel,
shops, grocery, fuel. So we are stocking up basically on all these things before we set out to our journey, before we cross over into Angola.
yes, still in Omahenene.
Yes, fill up water, fuel, stock up on basic groceries for our travels to Angola. We are now driving towards the border post between Angola and Namibia. Going to the border post, and we will see what all, if we have any problems there.
Okay, we are actually going with the hope that Indians are also can obtain their visas at the border now, or that was Indian passport holders. So we have a couple of German and Indian passport holders in the group amongst us,
Yeah.
but we'll see how it goes. Keeping fingers crossed.
Yes. We're passing all these small villages on the left. You see homesteads, millet farming, and lots of shebeens. Lots of these small shacks are restaurants or shebeens or small shops. Shebeen means a local liquor bar. Do you think power is cheap here because they manufacture it here? They make power here.
Distributed by Nampower, and they have
Also, then it's standardized.
standardized.
So we have done our shopping. We have stocked up on whatever we needed. We are fully fueled up. Our water tanks are full. So now we are on our way to the border.
Meat.
The chilling spot bar, the corner bar, lots of bars.
Every shack is a bar.
Omahenene
guy. Have to get down with the passports and stuff. TV Saki.
It's
Not
a TV stuff.
this one is a hero. It's Indian. There's an Afri track car in front.
We are at the border post. We've just got our passports cleared, our vehicles cleared. Now we're going to take a photo of the car from the front and of the people who are the passengers. Maybe we drive on the left side, and in Angola you drive on the right side. So we are switching now from this point on to the right side of the road. So they take the photo of the car and of all the passengers in the car.
Welcome to Angola. Bem-vindo Angola. Bem-vindo a Angola.
We're driving on the right side. From now on, we'll be driving on gravel roads.
Most of it will be on gravel. I think all of it for the next 15 days.
This is the Omahenene River. This water actually goes to Namibia as well. Namibia and Angola have an agreement to share water. So there is a pipeline that goes from here to Namibia, almost 4,000 kilometers, based on the gradient of the land. Almost 4,000 kilometers the water travels and people get potable water. It's a huge river. Look at that boat bobbing up and down. Oh, they're catching fish.
So anyway, this is the main Kalawik Dam built by Angola. It's been recently refurbished by Namibia and Angola. This is where the water is pumped from into Omahenene in Namibia. In addition, here Angola has huge plans to develop big agricultural schemes here. There's a really swift under here.
How are you? So cute. Watermelon on the head. Hello.
Just comes off.
Botad. Some metal plank.
During the war, that was the original bridge. It's a reconstruction.
Women washing clothes, men catching fish, washing their bikes.
Tomatoes or melons. Oh, it looks like a bit of soft sand. Now we're back to solid ground.
Yeah. We've stopped in a riverbed to have some
So we're having lunch and the drone's up.
You should all leave a bit of space in your stomach. I have a cake. Oh! I'm really sad. Where's the cake? What cake? You have a cake? Cherry cake. Wow. Wow. We're going to be spoiled today. This is Chitardo town. Some ruins. Support complex Escola. It's a school of Chitardo. Yes, we are on the lookout for a campsite for tonight. So that's what we are driving around looking for. The setting sun, the trees look so different. Yeah, it's Mopane tree. It must be a village somewhere close by.
There's a motorbike.
We have found a camping site now, and everybody is finding a spot to park. We have chosen this spot. These stumps, there are these stumps which belong to the marula tree, and they are very hard. They could actually rupture your tire. So we have to be very careful to avoid these stumps. So this is our camping spot for tonight. In the wilderness, remote, there's nobody around. Interesting plants.